My guest today is a member of high school boys basketball team, Dima Shved. Nice to meet you. How was your game yesterday, Dima? I missed it.
Well, one thing we definitely had is intensity. The team was a college team, Kyiv Communication College. We changed baskets with each other throughout the whole game. It was a really close game, and it came down until the fourth quarter, where we were up by 10, about 2 minutes left, and then they made a huge run. They tied up the game. It was 50-50. And then with 20 seconds left, our center, Vladislav Stelmach, made a great layup, which sealed the game, and we beat them.
Yeah, you can say hello to Vlad. He's watching probably. So, I was thinking, like, since what age are you interested in basketball, and when did you start to play?
Well, I was playing basketball since middle school, but like sort of serious. I began playing basketball since freshman year in high school, and I was on the junior varsity team. It all emerged from middle school, where there was just an interest in our group of friends to play basketball. So I'd say actually constantly playing basketball since freshman, but it all began back in like 13-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. And since this year, you're in starting five, or were you in starting five?
I was in starting five last year.
Last year as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. And what specific details in basketball makes you love this sport more than other sports? Or are you into other sports as well?
Well, I definitely like every sport. I think every sport is special by itself. But what I like about basketball is the intensity. I always love the intensity when you just exchange baskets all the time. And I just like, especially in KS, I like the team. I like the hype that the crowd brings every time. And I just love the sport. I love how we as a team play the game.
So you feel that basketball is the most popular sport here in KS?
Um, I think it's really between basketball and football. I can't really say because there were super intense games in football, and as you saw yesterday, or I'm sorry, you didn't, but on the tape you can see it was super intense in basketball. I think it's between those two.
Well, I didn't watch the game yesterday, but I will watch the recording made by Malik. Hello, Malik. Okay. Please think back to all the teams when you were playing here in KS, in high school in particular, and what team do you feel was the strongest?
I've played for several teams. I played for the middle school team. I've played for junior varsity, and since sophomore year in high school, I've been playing on the varsity team. And I think the strongest team is definitely this year because it was already strong last year, but we improved. We got better. We didn't lose any teammates. Um, but I think this is really the chance for us to make history since Seesaw is in Kyiv. I think KS High School Boys Basketball never got farther than fourth place in Seesaw. And I think with this team, it's really, we stand a chance.
Wasn't it the third place last year? Or
No, we got fourth.
fourth place? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where did Seesaw took place last year?
Oh, it took in Skopje, Macedonia. It was also intense, but we lacked, I think we lacked the intensity. We didn't really trust each other because it was new. Last year, the team was totally new. We lost about 4 or 5 main varsity players because seniors and other guys left. And last year was a new team, but we proved the doubters wrong. We played strong, and this year it will be even better.
Yeah, so I guess Coach Semenyuk gathered you all together, yeah, and said,
Mr. Stubbs and Coach Semenyuk, great coaches. They really build up the chemistry of the team.
mm-hmm. And who is the captain on your team right now?
I really say on the court, they're really like the two leaders, Gio and Bo Fikens. But in general, I think because of like how many years he has played and basically the leader he is on and off the court, I'd say Bo. because he's been in varsity since freshman, and the guy is just a great leader. His leadership abilities are incredible on and off the court, and I'm really thankful that I can play with him because he really brings the team together. He ties us up.
So there's no such thing as like no nominated captain.
We don't like to do it because it creates like division and like doubts and stuff between the team. But my personal view as the leader himself is Bo. Uh, yeah, without doubt, Gio on the court, but since he came a little bit later, it's kind of like doubtful. But on the court, we have two leaders, and we have guys stepping up all the time.
As I know, Gio joined you just this year.
No, he played last year, but last year he got that gruesome injury on his arm, and he only came back by the end, like KSL finals and Seesaw.
And you yourself, do you have ambitions to become like a leader, a captain next year? And what does it mean to you?
Well, now we can see that Bo and Gio and Paul are seniors, they're leaving. I have ideas to become a leader, but I don't want to become a leader that just tells other players what to do. I want everybody to understand that on the court, everybody is a leader, and I just want to show everybody how important each player is. So if you ask me, do I want to be a leader? Yes, but I don't want to be a dictator.
Mm-hmm. And I know that in this period, like past 2 weeks, and this week in particular, you're having very intensive schedule, like with games, with trainings. And I heard that you are planning to go to Chicago, like on the February break, yeah? How do you actually deal with all this pressure and load? Because it sounds crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We have we had 2 games already, and we're gonna have one more game tomorrow. And next week we have 2 games before which Chicago. It is a tight schedule, but some of the teams are not as strong as we'd want to. I think yesterday was the only real test before Chicago and Seesaw. But I think like coach does a good job of playing everybody, so nobody gets tired. And so this tight schedule doesn't really mean to us. We're always ready to come out and do our best.
Mm-hmm. And do you think there's a value in playing teams who are perhaps weaker than you? Is it helps in terms of motivation, or it's just useless?
No, I don't think like any team always like teaches us something, because in any team, the weaker team, we as soon as we get the lead, we kind of relax, and you can see our weaknesses on defense, and we can work on that. Coach has always something to say about it. I think the weaker teams that we play other guys too. We play the guys on the bench more, so they can learn more. So I definitely think the weaker teams are an important part. But in order for us to get ready for Seesaw and the KSSL finals, I think we should have a little bit more like stronger teams to play with, like yesterday.
And what teams will you play in Chicago? Is it high schools or like?
We're planning to play, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3 high school teams and 1 junior varsity in college. Um, it's there's like a separation between there. We're gonna play a really strong team, a mediocre team, and then we're gonna play some weak teams. So I really think that since we're not bringing our seniors to the strip, I think the younger guys, so like Pietro, Gio's brother, will step up and they'll get ready for the intensity at Seesaw because that's his first time varsity Seesaw.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was there any situations in like this period when you play basketball that you actually wanted to quit the team? Maybe when you were younger, for example, and you couldn't deal with the pressure.
Oh well, yeah. Like I didn't have thoughts of quitting the team, but I was just tired as junior varsity. Since we weren't really used to each other to play with each other, since it was a whole new group, we're freshmen in high school. I had thoughts of like just coming up to the coach and saying like I don't want to play right now, because we weren't a team. We were just a bunch of players who wanted to play basketball. But I'd say no, I never, as soon as I started on varsity, for sure not, but even before that, I never had like thoughts of actually quitting the team because I just love the sport.
Are you planning to continue to play basketball after graduating from high school?
Oh, well, it's a hard question because after high school, as my older brother has told me always, um, play as much as you can in high school because you won't have that much time in college. But if I get a chance and if I will have time, definitely, because just the love for the sport and the love for the game, definitely I'll try to.
Okay, and talking about colleges and universities, have you been applying to some or you're just planning? What's your thoughts right now?
I know I have a couple in mind since I'm already a junior in high school. I have a couple in mind for like Purdue in Indiana, and then might be applying to NYC, NYU, excuse me. But I don't have like certain colleges that I want to apply to because, as well as connected to basketball, maybe some smaller schools, I might be applying for like a minor scholarship for basketball. If I get a chance, of course, but the competition is really tough, and we're gonna.
What advice would you give to middle schoolers who are about to enter a basketball team in the high school?
Well, I definitely last year we went to Tbilisi tournament in Georgia, and I definitely saw some great talent over there. And I just want to tell everybody that they shouldn't repeat our mistakes as junior varsity team. They should always feel like they're in a team, even if you're not good, even if you're not winning any games. You should always know that this is a team sport, and you should always put out you should play at your best. Yeah, support each other, and you should play at your best. Like, be a hard worker. Like we can see with seniors like Paul and Gio, they're serious, and Bo. They're the hardest workers out there on the court.
And do you have a younger brother, right, in the middle school?
No, he's still elementary. Yeah, 9 year olds.
Is he into basketball? Is he playing with you?
Oh, yeah. I tried to persuade him to play some basketball during summer, but I think he's more into football. But we're gonna see. It's he's too young to tell right now. He's more into like Fortnite, like playing games.
And do you, like I asked it before, but do you actually do some other sports to keep you in shape, or basketball is like more than enough?
Oh, well, recently, since this is our strongest year as a team, I've been practicing basketball a lot, but I also like go to the gym at times just to work out, just to keep in shape. But uh, I don't know. During summer, I like to play like a little bit of ping pong, and I think that's it.
So it is now a month before Seesaw, like which will take place here in Kiev. And can you do some predictions already? Like in what shape is your team right now? Like uh, how would you perform in a month?
Well, I can make some predictions right now, but from knowing what's gonna happen these next few weeks, February month in general, like the Chicago trip, and I've heard all the seniors like Bo, Gio, and Paul are gathering up and they're gonna practice every single day. I can already make a prediction that Seesaw is gonna be fun, and I can predict that we're going we're going out the strongest. This is the strongest team ever. I think the KAS had, from what I've seen. Maybe in past they had a good team, but we're hoping for a first place. But they're definitely, we saw some tapes. They're definitely really strong teams out there. But yeah, I think we're gonna make history and we're gonna come at least third. No, we're not doing fourth because it was, it's like tearing your heart apart last year.
So you're going for the medals for sure.
Of course.
Okay. So now you have an opportunity to address your teammates. What would you like to say to them?
Man, I want to thank everybody for being on the team because and playing their hearts out. Because as of right now, this is currently the strongest team, as I've mentioned previously, and I think we can make history out here. I just want everybody to understand how thankful I think I'm speaking from, besides of the whole team, how thankful I am to play with all these guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Dima. I like your answers.